Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. I hope you are doing all your problems, all your solved examples, all your classworks, all your homeworks, all your assignments, everything properly. Yes children, go with the work properly, do all your solved examples, everything, because you have lot of time with you. Yes, you have lot of time. So use your time wisely and just complete your work till the date. That is, you have to update all the things that we have done. Have a revise. You have to just revise whatever you have done previously and just be thorough with whatever we have done. Okay, today we are going to start with exercise 1.2. We have completed our exercise 1.1. Yes children? So we are going to move to a new exercise today. That is 1.2. Before we start with exercise 1.2, you have some points for writing it in your classwork. So take down your classwork. Take down your classwork. Write on today's date. Give the heading points to remember. Give the heading points to remember. The first point is the definition for submatrix. Now you are going to refer your page 19. Take page 19. Have you come to page 19 children? Okay. In page 19 you can see the heading over there, rank of a matrix. Under rank of a matrix you are going to see the second line. See the definition there. A matrix obtained by deleting some rows and some columns of A is called a submatrix of A. Suppose you have a matrix A. Suppose we have a matrix A as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now what are you going to do? You are going to obtain a new matrix. And how are you going to obtain a new matrix? By deleting some row and some column. Let's delete some row and some column. Suppose I delete this row and this column. What I get? 7, 8, 10 and 11. So a new matrix that is formed by deleting some rows and some column is called a submatrix of the given matrix. What is the matrix used here? The matrix used over here is A. So what is this? This is a submatrix. How we have obtained this? By deleting particular or deleting some row and some column. So write down the definition for submatrix children. Write down the point. A matrix obtained by deleting some rows and some columns of A. It's called a submatrix of A. Done. Highlight your question. The second one is you are going to write down the definition for rank of a matrix, which is given in a box. Okay, you see a box over there, yes, pink color box. So you have to write the definition from there. Rank of a matrix. Write down the second definition. You write down the definition, I'll explain to you what is the meaning of rank of a matrix. The rank of a matrix is defined as the order of a highest order non-vanishing minor of the matrix. The rank of the matrix A is defined as the order of a highest order non-vanishing minor of matrix A, it is denoted as row A. It is denoted as row A, or it is given in the textbook. It is denoted by the symbol row of A, one and the same. It is denoted as row of A. So what is the meaning of rank of a matrix? That's what we are going to deal in our exercise 1.2. That is, we are going to find out the rank of a particular matrix. So how are you going to find rank of a matrix? Here, the rank of the matrix is defined as the order of the highest order non-vanishing minor. So you have to find first of all, what is the thing? You are going to find out the highest order non-vanishing minor. Non-vanishing minor means you have to get the determinant as 0. Okay, now before we go with the non-vanishing minor, I want you to write down one more point. Take down the point, because without a proper explanation, you will not understand what is the meaning of, you would feel, what is this highest order non-vanishing minor? Yes? Yes, so let's write the meaning of minor first. You can just see a line before the rank of a matrix. Yes, I hope you have got that point. Yes, children? The determinant of a square submatrix. The third heading is minor. Minor of the matrix. The determinant of a square submatrix. Of a matrix is called minor of the matrix. So we have to know all these 3 points. Once we are thorough with this point, once we are clear with what is the submatrix, what is a minor and what is the rank, we can just proceed for exercise 1.2. Okay, children? Okay, listen to the statement. Let's understand the statement. Already I hope that you are clear with the first part. Yes? How you get submatrix? A matrix which is obtained by deleting some rows and some columns. So I have already given you one example. Suppose we were having a matrix A with the members 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, something. So what is submatrix? This is something. You are deleting some particular row or you are deleting some particular column. So deleting some row and some column give you a submatrix. So the submatrix is 6, 7, 9, 10. This is submatrix of A. Now, what is the meaning of minor? See here, the determinant of a square submatrix. That is, you have to consider a square submatrix. Square submatrix means what? What do you mean by square matrix? The matrix that has a same number of row and a same number of column, a 2 by 2 order or a 3 by 3 order or a 4 by 4 order. Okay, so the determinant of a square submatrix of a matrix is called minor of the matrix. So when you find the determinant of this, now see here children, this is a square submatrix. You have a square, the same number of rows, 2 rows and the same number of columns. What is the number of columns here? 2. So what is the order here? 2 and 2. That is, the number of rows is equal to number of columns. So you call this type of matrix as square matrix. So when you find the determinant of this matrix, what do you get? Determinant means just find the value, 6, 7, 9 and 10. So cross multiply, 60, 7 9s are 63. So you get the answer as -3. So the determinant of a square submatrix is called the minor of the matrix. So you should know what is a submatrix. You know now what is the meaning of submatrix. And also you know what is the meaning of minor. What is minor? Minor is the determinant of a square submatrix. So we have found the determinant of a square submatrix. Okay, now let's come back to the rank of a matrix. Now what is the definition for rank of a matrix? the rank of the matrix A is defined as the order. So you are going to find out the order. But of what? You are going to find the order of highest order non-vanishing minor. So minor, you know how to find out minor. So you have to take the determinant of a square submatrix. What is the meaning of non-vanishing? Non-vanishing means the answer should not be equal to 0. Vanishing means the answer is 0. Vanishing. Vanishing means disappearing. What do you mean by disappear? Yes, the answer is 0. But what do you mean by non-vanishing? The answer should not be equal to 0. So this was the definition. I hope you have taken all the 3 definitions. Now let's come back to exercise 1.2. So give the heading, exercise 1.2, page 27. Yes, you are going to start from exercise 1.2, which is in page 27. Take on the first question. Find the rank of the following matrices by minor method. Find the rank of the following matrices by minor method. So you are going to use a minor method and we are going to find the rank of the given matrix. Take on the first subpart. 2, minus 4, minus 1, 2. I hope you have taken the question and you have taken all the definitions, yes, children? So let's start with the sum. Exercise 1.2, question number 1, first subpart. 2 minus 4 minus 1, 2. Okay. So first of all, let's name this matrix. Let A is equal to 2 minus 4 minus 1, 2. Okay, so we have named this matrix. Now you are going to come, you are just going to come to page, take your page 20, children. Just come to page 20. There some notes are given there. Can you see the notes there? Yes. So just see the note. Number 4. What is the fourth point given? If A is an M cross N matrix, then row of A. What is the already we have seen that the rank is denoted as row. It's row. How to read this? Row. R-H-O. Row. Okay. So what is the formula for finding rank? The rank of A is always, or how it has been found? It is always less than or equal to minimum of M comma N. Minimum of M comma N. Suppose you have a matrix of order 3 cross 2. Okay, that is 3 rows. The first part says about, or first part gives the detail about row, and the second part gives you the detail of column. So if you have a matrix which is of order 3 cross 2, then how will be the rank determined? Rank will be less than or equal to. It will be less than or equal to minimum of M comma N. Minimum of M comma N means what? Now what is M here? It's 3. And what is N here? It's 2. So what is the minimum of 3 and 2? Yes, it's 2. So your rank will be less than or equal to 2. Less than or equal to 2 means the rank may be 1 or the rank may be 2. So we have to find whether the rank is 1 or the rank is 2. So only 2 choices for you. Rank of A less than or equal to 2. From where do you get this statement? From where do you get the value 2? Yes, it's from the definition or from the explanation. Rank of A is less than or equal to minimum of M comma N. What is minimum of M comma N? Here what was the order of the matrix we have taken? 3 comma 2. What is minimum? Which is the minimum number over here? Yes, the minimum number is 2. M-I-N, that's minimum. Minimum means smallest number. If it was maximum of 3, 2, what is the maximum of 3, 2? 3. That is, you have to choose the bigger number, the maximum number. So get the idea. Minimum is the smallest number. Maximum means the biggest number. Okay. So let's follow the rule and let's try to find out the answer. So we have named the matrix. We have taken A as 2, minus 4, minus 1, and 2. So let's go for the next procedure. So let's write down the definition for rank. Or before that, we'll write the order of the matrix. What is the order of the matrix? Order of the matrix is 1 row, 2 row. So 2 column, 1, 2. So 2 by 2. Order of the matrix is 2 cross 2. 2 rows, 2 columns. Always write the row part first and then you write the column part. So it's 2 cross 2. Okay then. Now we are going to write the definition. What is the definition for rank? The rank of A is less than or equal to minimum of 2, 2. Yes, rank of A is less than or equal to minimum of 2, 2. Okay, what is minimum of 2, 2? Minimum of 2, 2 is equal to 2. We don't have any other bigger numbers over here. So the answer will be less than or equal to 2. So it may be 2 or less than 2. So we have taken the 2 steps. What was the first step? You just give a name to a matrix. Then second thing is to write the order of the matrix. Now you know, I hope you are clear how to write the order. Write the number of rows and then you have to write the number of columns. So how many rows are here? 1, 2. So 2 rows. And number of columns? 2. So 2 by 2. And what is the definition from you get from the points? Rank of A, that is row of A is less than or equal to minimum of m, n. What is m here? 2. What is n here? 2. What is the minimum of 2, 2? It's 2. So the answer may be 2 or the answer may be 1. So we have to solve and we are going to find out whether we get the answer as 2 or 1. Now what is the thing we are going to do is we are going to choose the highest order of non-vanishing minor. Highest order of non-vanishing minor. Let's find. So non-vanishing minor. So what are you going to do here? You are going to take the second order minor. See what is the second order minor? Second order minor means just write in the form of determinant 2 minus 4 minus 1 2. So this is second order minor. 2 by 2. Yes, we have to consider a square submatrix. It was told, yes, you have to take a second, that is for the minor part. For taking second order minor, what are you going to do? You are going to represent in a form of determinant, but you have to use a square matrix. Yes, if you are taking 2 by 2 means you take 2 by 2. You have to take 3 by 3 or you may take 1 by 1. You can just take a single element. But don't take 3 by 2, don't take 2 by 3. We don't want any other matrix. We need just a square matrix. So 2 by 2. So what we have done? We have chosen a second order minor. So we have taken 2 by 2. Okay, now let's solve this. So what do you get here? 4 minus, main sign is minus. Minus 1 into minus 4. It's 4. So what is the answer you get here? 0. But what happens here? The minor vanishes. Vanishes means you are getting the determinant as 0. So we are not able to choose the order as 2. The second order is vanishing here. You are getting the answer as 0. Now let's check for the first order minor. Okay. So for the first order minor, you can just write here, consider second order minor. Here consider first order minor. First order minor. Okay, for first order minor, I told you that it should be a square matrix. That means you have to take 1 by 1 matrix. For second order, 2 by 2. For third order, 3 by 3. So first order means you can take, you have totally 4 choices. You can take alone 2. Or you can take minus 4 alone, or you can take minus 1 alone, or you can take 2 alone. It's up to you. So I'll just take the first element. So I'll take determinant of 2. Are you getting the step, children? When it is a second order, take 2 by 2 matrix. That is a 2 by 2 square matrix. And when you're considering a first order minor, you have to take a 1 by 1. One row, one column. And I have 4 choices. I can choose any element of our choice. It's our choice. So this is equal to 2. Now I say this is not equal to 0. Yes, I got a non-vanishing minor. Yes. So when you get a non-vanishing minor, when you have taken the first order minor. So what was the definition? That is a rank is the order of the highest non-vanishing minor. So what is the order of the highest non-vanishing minor? It's first. That means it's 1. So you have to say, therefore rank of A is equal to 1. This is the final answer. So rank of A is equal to 1. So we have found the first subpart. I hope you are clear with the different terms that we are using here. So this all terms are new and we are using this all for the first time. Yes, children? So understand all the new terms. So we have got the answer as rank of A is equal to 1. Let's go for the second sum. Second subpart. Minus 1, 3, 4 minus 7, 3 minus 4. Minus 1, 3, 4 minus 7, 3 minus 4. Okay, let's follow the step that we have followed for our sum number 1. First subpart. Okay, so you'll say here, let A is equal to, what is A, children? Yeah, it's minus 1. Instead of A, you can give any other names, no problem. You can use matrix B, you can use matrix C. It's of your choice, okay? I'm just using the, as A, I'm just using A. It's your choice, you can use any other letters. So let A is equal to minus 1, 3, 4 minus 7, 3 minus 4. Done. So we have named the given matrix as A. Now let's go for the second step. You have to find out the order of the matrix. So what is the order of the matrix? How to find the order? Yes, write the number of rows and write the number of columns. Let's find the number of rows here. 1, 2, 3, the sleeping numbers. So order of the matrix is equal to 3 cross. Let's find the number of columns. The standing numbers 1, 2. So 3 by 2. Order of the matrix is equal to 3 by 2. What is the definition for the rank, children? Yes. Rank of A is less than or equal to minimum of m comma n. What is m comma n here? 3 and 2. So minimum of 3 comma 2. So rank of A is less than or equal to. What is minimum of 3 and 2? Minimum. What is this minimum of 3 and 2? It's 2. So rank of A is less than or equal to 2. That means the rank may be 2 or the rank may be 1. So 2 or 1. So let's check for the correct rank. I'll rub the first part. Okay, so what do you get here, see? So rank of A is less than 2. So now you are going to choose. It's a 2 order. No? I have told you that it may be 2 or it may be 1. So you have to choose second order minor or you have to choose first order minor as the previous case. And when you choose the second order minor, you have your own choices. There's a lot of choice for you. You can just choose minus 1, 3, 4, minus 7 or you choose 4, minus 7, 3, minus 4. So you can choose But the thing you have to remember is you have to choose a square submatrix. That's the only thing you remember in your mind. So I'll choose, consider second order minor. I am going to take the minor as minus 1, 3, 4, minus 7. Let's find the determinant of this. Minus 1 into 7 is 7. Main sign is minus. 4 3s are 12. So 7 minus 12 gives you minus 5, which is not equal to 0. I have arrived at the first point itself as a non-vanishing minor. That is, in the first step itself I got that the minor is a non-vanishing minor. What do you mean by non-vanishing? The answer is not equal to 0. So no need to go for the second order minor, that is for the first order minor. In the previous sum we have found the second order minor. I got the answer as 0, yes. Then we have also tried for the first order minor. But in this sum there is no need for finding the first order minor, since we have arrived at a non-vanishing minor in the first part itself, that is in the second order minor itself. So what you will say about the answer? Therefore, rank of A is equal to 2. Second order. What is the order? Second. That means rank of A is equal to 2. And if you are using here B or C, you change accordingly. So since I have taken the matrix as A, I am using here A. If you have changed the name, then accordingly you have to change. Wherever we are using A, you have to put the letters that you have taken. So the answer is rank of A is equal to 2. This type of questions may be asked for 2 or 3 marks. For 2 by 2 you may get for 2 marks, and if it's a 3 by 3 matrix you may get the question for 3 marks. So you have to be clear with the method, because we have 2 methods for finding rank. One is by minor method and one is by finding a row reduction method. So now you are using a minor method, since we are focusing on the minor. Since we are getting the answer from the help, or with the help of a minor, we are saying this method as minor method. So this is finding the rank using a minor method. Okay, so the third subpart is your homework. Mark the third subpart as homework and mark the fifth subpart as homework. Exercise 1.2, question number 1, the third subpart and the fifth subpart is your homework. I'll be completing with subpart 4. I hope you have taken down the second subpart. Now let's go for the fourth subpart and let's finish the first question of exercise 1.2. Write down here sum number 4, subpart 4. Take down the question properly. It's 1 minus 2, 3. We are going slow. I hope so. We are going very slow. So just understand the sum. If you have any queries, you can just send to us. 2, 4, minus 6, 5, 1, minus 1. 5, 1, minus 1. So we have a matrix 1, minus 2, 3, 2, 4, minus 6, 5, 1, minus 1. Yes. So let's follow our step. The step goes in the normal way. So first of all, you have to find out the order of the matrix. Yes, done. What is the order of the matrix here? Order of the matrix is equal to M cross N. M is the number of rows. What is the number of rows? Sleeping numbers. 1, 2, 3. So 3. What is the number of columns? The standing numbers. 1, 2, 3. So 3 cross 3. The order of matrix is 3 cross 3. Number of rows 3. Number of columns 3. So what is the order of the matrix? 3 cross 3. Okay, now let's go for the second part. You are going to write down the definition for the rank. How will be the definition determined? So rank of A, I have just write there as A. So first thing we have to name the matrices. I'll mention in the question part itself, let A is equal to 1 minus 2. If I take as A, then only I can put here A. So you have to take the given matrix as A. So rank of A is less than or equal to minimum of m comma n. It's 3 comma 3. Rank of A is less than or equal to m comma n. Here we have m as 3 and n as 3. So you have to write down 3 comma 3. So rank of A is less than minimum. What is the minimum of 3 comma 3? The minimum of 3 comma 3 is 3. I have told you when you have a same number, you take the same number as minimum part. So rank of A is less than or equal to 3. What does this say? This says that the rank may be 3, the rank may be 2, or it may be 1. So you have totally 3 choices for the rank. 3, 2 or 1. So now it's the rank may be 3. What we do is we choose the third order minor. Third order minor means 3 by 3 matrix. So you have to take the full matrix as a determinant format, in the determinant form. So consider third order minor. Okay. So you have to take the whole matrix in a form of determinant. So 1, minus 2, 3, 2, 4, minus 6, 5, 1, minus 1. You know the rules to be followed for finding the determinant. Yes, first plus sign, minus sign and plus sign. I just give you some time. You just find out the value for determinant and tell me what is the answer. You have found many sums for determinant. Yes, children, you have found the determinant for 2 by 2 and also you know how to find out the determinant for 3 by 3. So just use your steps. So I'll just do step by step for the first sum and then we will try to do it directly. If I take 1, I have to take the next, that is, I should leave that corresponding row and corresponding row and the column. So what is left here? 1. See the sign? The first sign is plus. So it's 1 as it is, no need to do any changes. 1, 4 minus 6, 1 minus 1, minus 2, corresponding column and corresponding row. So what is left? 2 minus 6, 5 minus 1, then plus 3, column and the row. So what is left? This column and this row. So 2, 4, 5, 1, 4 minus 6, 1 minus 1, minus of minus 2, 2 minus 6, 5 minus 1, plus 3, 2, 4, 5, 1. Let's solve and get the answer. So this is 1. 4 into minus 1, minus 4. Main sign is minus. 1 into minus 6, minus 6, yes, minus 6. Minus minus plus 2. 2 into minus 1, minus 2, good. Minus 5 into minus 6, minus 30. Yes, I hope that you know all these procedures, yes. Be careful with the integers. Integers is a part or is a topic that we are learning from our 6th standard itself. So be careful with the signs. I mean, what you get when you multiply a positive and a negative number, what you get when you multiply a negative and a negative number. So just have a proper study and present the answers properly. Okay, plus 3, 2 ones are 2, 5 fours are 20. Main sign is minus. So solve it. So this is 1, minus 4 plus 6, minus 4 plus 6, it's 2, minus 4 plus 6. 2 plus 2. Minus 2 plus 30. Minus minus plus. So minus 2 plus 30, 28. Last, plus 3 minus 18. Plus 3 minus 18. What is the sign here? Plus 2, yes. So what do you get? 2 plus 56. 28 twos are 56. And 18 threes are 54. 56 minus 54, or you can just add this two, no problem. So we get 58 minus 54, which is equal to 4. Yes, so we have got a non-vanishing minor. That is 4. So you say this is not equal to 0. So how will be the conclusion? Yes. Therefore, rank of A is equal to 3. Why I got the answer here 3? We have to take the order of the highest order non-vanishing minor. What is the order of the highest non-vanishing minor? It's the third order. That means what is the rank? The rank of A is equal to 3. So we have completed subpart 4, and with the subpart 4 we have completed our question number 1. I hope you were clear in finding the rank by minor method. So we have seen the sums of different matrices, different orders. First one was 2 by 2, and the next one was 3 by 2, and also we have tried for 3 by 3 matrix. So you try out the remaining 2 sums as homework. That is the third and the fifth subpart. Okay, take down the second question. Find the rank of the following matrices. Find the rank of the following matrices by row reduction method. So now we are going to follow a new method for finding the rank. In the previous case we have found the rank by the minor method, and now we are going to find the rank by the row reduction method. So copy down the question. Question number 2, first subpart. 1 1 1 3, 2 minus 1 3 4, 5 minus 1 7 11. So 1 1 1 3, 2 minus 1 3 4, 5 minus 1 7 11. Okay. So we are going to find out the rank using a row reduction method. I hope you have taken the question. Yes. So now just come to page 16. Before we go with the first subpart of question number 2, let's have a small recap of the method that we have to use over here. That is for finding the row reduction method. How can we change the rows? What are the changes that can be done to the row? How can we transform the rows? Okay, so what are the ways to reduce the particular row? So come to page 16. Take the first, you can see in page 16, heading is given there, elementary transformations of a matrix. Under that, see the first point, that is 1.3.1, elementary rows and column operations. So first of all, let's study what is the elementary transformation of row and column. And what we are going to do is, we are going to apply the rules and regulations that we have studied in elementary row and column transformations, and we are going to apply for sum number 2. What is the first point given? The first point says the interchanging of any two rows or columns of the matrix. That is, you can interchange any row or you can interchange any column. That is, R1 can change to R2 or R2 can change to R3. Column 1 can change to column 2. Column, you know what is the meaning? I told you, standing part. So column 1, this is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Row 1, row 2, row 3. So we can interchange the rows, any two rows, or you can interchange any two columns. This was the first point under elementary row and column operations. Was the first point, children? Yes. Interchanging of any two rows or columns of the matrix. Okay, done. Second point, replacing a row or column of the matrix by a non-zero scalar multiple of the row or column by a non-zero scalar. The statement looks little complicated, just simple. That is, you can change any particular row as a multiple of that row itself. Like if you are going to change R2, you can change R2 as 2 times of R2. Or R2 can change as R2 divided by 6. You can just divide the number by division also means that it is a multiple. Yeah, R2 divided by 6 means R2 is multiplied by 1 by 6. So how can you change the rows? It can be multiplied by a non-zero scalar. Like you can change R2 as 2 times R2 or you can change R2 as R2 by 6. Now R2 by 6 you may think, oh, it's a division over here. No, it's not in the form of division. You just think it in the manner of multiplication. So R2 by 6 can be taken as R2 into 1 by 6. So what is a non-scalar multiple over here? This is a non-zero scalar multiple over here. It's 1 by 6, a non-zero scalar. And what is a non-zero scalar over here? It's 2. So what is the second point? Replacing a row column of the matrix by a non-zero scalar multiple of the row by non-zero scalar. I hope the second point is clear. What was the first point? Any two rows can be interchanged or any two columns can be interchanged. Similarly, here any row can be multiplied with the, what is this? Non-zero scalar by the same row. If R2 changes to 2 times R2, R2 changes to R2 by 6. And similarly, this type of changes can be done for the column also. Coming for the third point, see the third point then. Replacing a row of the matrix by a sum of the row with a non-zero scalar multiple of another row. See the statement carefully. Replacing a row of the matrix by a sum of the row, by a sum of the row. See, if I take R3, so R3 can be changed as sum of the row with a non-zero scalar multiple of another row. Scalar multiple of another row. You can take here 2R2, any another row. Sum of the row and the scalar multiple of another row. Getting the point? It's 2R2 instead of 2 means any number. You can take any value, but just remember that it should be a non-zero scalar. So what is the condition? Replacing a row by the sum of the row and a multiple, what is that multiple? With a non-zero scalar multiple of another row. I hope all the three conditions are clear to you. Okay, let's just read the 3 points once again. So what is the first point? The interchanging of any two rows or columns of a matrix. You can change any particular two rows or you can change any two columns. The second point, replacing a row or column of the matrix by a non-zero scalar multiple of a row. That is, R2 can change to 2R2 or R2 can change to R2 by 6. And the third point was replacing a row or column of the matrix by a sum of the row or column with a non-zero scalar multiple of another row. It's like this. Sum and scalar multiple of another row. So you have to take the sum of the same row. If R3 means the sum of the row and the non-scalar 0, that is non-zero scalar multiple of the another row. Clear? Are the 3 points clear to you? Okay. So now let's proceed with the sum. Okay. So we have a matrix 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, minus 1, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, 7, 11. Let's see how to start our sum. Remember, always is best or always is better to start with a 1 in the first element. If you have 1 as a first element, what happens? It's very easy to make the number below the first element as 0. So the first step is you have to have, or it's better to have 1 as the first element. Okay, 1 as the first element. And now here already the first element is 1. So what are you going to do? You are going to make 2 zeros. We have to change the 2 as 0, and also we have to change 5 as 0 using the 3 rules that we have studied under elementary row and column operations. Okay, so that's why I told you that you have to know the rules, because we are going to apply the rules over there and you are going to find out the answer for rank. Okay, what I do is, first of all, I give a name to the matrix. Let A is equal to 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, minus 1, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, 7, 11. Okay, done. So I have given a name. So I told you the first element should be 1. Okay, it's done here, it's 1. So we are going to change this 2 as 0 and we are going to change this 5 as 0. Remember, whenever you are following the row reduction method, try to make zeros below the first element. So let's see how to convert. So where are you going to make a change? You are going to make a change in row 2. Where is the change is going to occur? In row 2 and row 3. So 2. How is change? See, row 2 changes to, I need here 0. Okay, I want a 0 here. So 2 minus 2 gives you 0. So from where you are going to get this 2? This is 2 is from R2. So R2 minus 2. So here 1 is there, see. So I can write as 2 ones are. So from where I am taking 1? I am taking 1 from R1. So R2 minus 2 R1. Are you getting this step, children? How is R2 changing? R2 is changing as R2, that is 2 minus 2 ones are. 2 ones are 2. So 2 minus 2, 0. That's why I told you that first element, if the first element is 1, it is very, very easy to make the numbers below it as 0. So how we have followed for 2, the same manner, tell me for the R3 conversion. Yes, R3 will change as, yeah, here what is the number? 5. So R3 minus 5 R1. Good. I hope the first conversion is clear to you, children. So how is the R2 changing as? R2 is changing as R2 minus 2 R1. And how is R3 changing as? R3 is changing as R3 minus 5 R1. So this is which point we are following? We are following the third point. See, the sum of the row and the multiple, there is this non-zero scalar multiple of another row. Instead of sum, what we are doing here? We have taken sub. That's the same. Actually, how it's same, you know? Instead of plus, what they have taken is plus of minus. Instead of taking, I have told you you can take any non-zero scalar number. So instead of 2, they have taken as minus 2. So it is a sum only. Instead of writing minus of 2, you can take it as plus of minus 2. So it follows the third point. So let's do the changes over here. So we are going to change row 2 and row 3. Let's go for the answer. The first part is not, we are not going to touch the first part. It is going to be taken as it is. It's 1, 1, 1, 3. Now let's go for the second row conversion. R2 minus 2 R1. R2 minus 2 R1. So let's see the working part here. 2 minus, so whenever you follow this, go for the corresponding element, okay? You have to choose the corresponding element. So 2 minus 2. What is the corresponding for R1? For 2 you have 1. So 1. So 2 minus 2, 0. Put here 0. You have to complete that for the remaining element also. Minus 1 minus 2, 1. So minus 1 minus 2. It's minus 3. Minus minus plus. So 1 minus 1 minus 2 is 3. Sign of the bigger number is minus. So you get the answer minus 3. So put here minus 3. Okay, done. Next. 3. 3 minus corresponding R1 1. Yeah. So 2 1. 3 minus 2 it's 1. Then 4. 4 minus 2. Corresponding R1 3. Good. 2 3. 4 minus 6. What is 4 minus 6? Minus 2. 2 3s are 6. So 4 minus 6 minus 2. So you get here minus 2. 0 minus 3 1 minus 2. Let's complete the R3. I just give you some time. Complete the conversion for third row. Okay, complete fast. You have to just see, but remember you have to take the corresponding element. So you have to take the third and the first. Do not get confused, okay? Do not take the third and the second. Everything will go wrong. See here the condition. R3 is changing to R3 minus 5 R1. That means you have to take 3 and 1. Row 3 and row 1. So apply the numbers properly and get the answer. I hope you have started with the answers. So what do I get here? R3 minus 5 R1. Yes, children. So 5 minus 5 1 0. Good. Minus 1 and 1. So minus 1 minus 5 1. Minus 1 1. So minus 1 minus 5. Minus 6. 7 and 1. 7 minus 5 1. 2. 7 minus 5 2. 11 and 3. 11 minus R3 na R3. What is R3 here? 11. And what do you mean by R1? Yes, 3. So 11 minus 5. 3. So 11 minus 15 is equal to minus 4. So we have changed R3. How we have changed R3? As R3 minus 5R1. So I have just given you the explanation over here. You have to take down the explanation. So just do not enter the numbers directly. Do the rough work. You have to just show the rough work so that whenever you go for the sum, the next time you get an idea how we have got the elements. So just have the rough work with you. Yes. Now let's write the numbers. What are the numbers? So here the 5 is being changed to 0. Again, minus 1 has been changed to minus 6. 7 has changed to 2. And 11 has changed to minus 4. 0, minus 6, 2, minus 4. So we have completed the first work. What I have told you, we have to bring zeros below the number 1. That is below the first element. What was the first element? The first element was 1. And now what we have done? We have made 2 zeros, or we have got 2 zeros below the number 1. That is below the first element. And how we have got this? Using the elementary transformations of rows and columns. How have you changed? R2 is changed as R2 minus 2 R1 and R3 is changed as R3 minus 5 R1. So follow the steps carefully. So we have completed the first part, that is we have brought 2 zeros under the first element. Okay, now come to the second row. So we are not going to do any changes in the first row. We are going to take the second row. What is the second row here? 0, minus 3, 1, minus 2. Now what is the first non-zero element here? Listen to my question carefully. What is the first non-zero element? Non-zero element. In the second row, it's minus 3. This is a zero element. We are not going to see the zero element. We have to see the non-zero element. So it is minus 3. So follow minus 3. So 0 minus 3. So now what are you going to do? As we have done in the previous case, we have made 2 zeros below the first non-zero element. Yes children? Same manner you have to make a 0 below the non-zero element of the second row. Are you clear? I'll just repeat the statement once again. We have made 2 zeros below a non-zero element in the first row, from the first row. Now similarly, what is a non-zero element? 3. That is minus 3 here, yes? So we are going to make this minus 6 as 0. So let's see how to convert the third row. So now we have to change the third row. You are not going to touch the second row. So leave the first row and the second row and focus on the third row. Let's see the conversion. See, R3 is going to change, but I don't know how. I know that the minus 6 has to be made as 0. So let's have a small calculation and let's find how to make that minus 6 as 0. See here, minus 6. If I just have to do this rough calculation, okay, plus here I have 3, yes. So if I put 2 into minus 3, I get minus 6 minus 6. I am not getting a 0 answer. So what I do is I put here minus. So if I take here minus, I get minus 6 plus 6, which is equal to 0. I have told you that I am just trying how to put the row conversion. What is the R3? Minus 6. So this is R3. R3 is changing as R3. What is the sign we are taking? Minus 2 times, what is this? R2. Do not take R1. When you are changing R3, try to take R2. Because if we have 0, 0, if what happens if you take R3 and R1, the element will change. So try to take the second row. So what is the conversion you are using here? R3 minus 2 times R2. See, R3 minus 6 minus 2 R2. What is R2? Minus 3. So minus 6 minus minus plus 6. You get the answer as 0. So how is the conversion? R3 changes to R3 minus 2 times R2. So if I put here plus, we don't get an answer 0. So that's why we have taken as minus 2R. R3 minus 2R. So apply the changes and get the answer. So you are not going to do any changes for the first row and the second row. So 1, 1, 1, 3, 0, minus 3, 1, minus 2. We have both 0. So this answer is 0. And we have checked for this part. I'll do once again. Minus 6, minus 2, minus 3. So minus 6, minus 2, minus 3, plus 6. So 0, 2. 2 minus 2, corresponding R2, 1. So 2 minus 2, 0. Yes, I am getting a 0. Yes. Next. Minus 4 minus 2 minus 2 Okay, see here, minus 4, minus minus plus 4. Again, I get the answer as 0. So, I have got the whole third row as 0. So, how many number of non-zero rows are here? See here, these are non-zero rows. Non-zero rows means at least one element is there without a 0. Here all the elements are they are not 0. So you have some numbers. Here only 1 0 is there. That is not a problem. But here some numbers are there other than 1. So you call this as non-zero rows. But this is a 0 row because all the elements are 0. The last row is a 0 row. Okay. So now what is the final part that you are going to find out? We have to find out the rank of the given matrix using a row reduction method. So we have reduced the row, that is from 3 rows we have reduced it as 2 non-zero rows. So therefore you mention, therefore rank of A is equal to 2, the number of non-zero rows. Do not consider the 0 rows, you have to take the number of non-zero rows, that is 2. Okay, so we have completed question number 2. First subpart, and your homework will be question number 2, the second subpart and the third subpart. So totally you have 4 sums for homework. Okay, so you are going to try out both the methods. One is minor and one is row reduction, and find out the rank. I hope you have understood both the methods of finding the rows. Yes. So apply the different methods and complete your homeworks, and in the next class we will see how to find the inverse using Gauss-Jordan method. So we stop over here.